Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the hidden stories buried in corporate filings. And today we're diving into Delcath systems and some important financial updates from August 2025. If you love getting the real story behind the numbers, make sure you subscribe and join our Discord community linked in the description below. Alright, so Delcath Systems has dropped a current report on Form 8K. Think of an 8K as a kind of urgent announcement from a company, a heads up about big news that might affect their investors. What they've primarily done here is released their financial results for the second quarter of 2025. This means we get to see how the company performed financially up until the end of June this year. Delcath's main game is in trading common stock on the Nasdaq capital market under the ticker symbol DCTH. This is how everyday investors can buy and sell pieces of the company. This section tells us about the company's performance and its financial health. It's where we find out if they're making money or losing it and what's driving those results. The core of this report is actually a press release they put out on August 6th, detailing their second quarter financial results. So everything we're about to discuss comes from that announcement. And you can see who signed off on this confirming its accuracy: Sandra Pennell, their Chief Financial Officer, a key person when it comes to understanding Delcath's numbers. Now let's get to the heart of it, the financial results. While this 8K filing doesn't contain detailed financial tables within itself, it references a press release that does. Unfortunately, the full financial statement isn't pasted here, but based on the structure and the nature of an 8K, this filing is effectively telling us, hey, go look at our press release for the actual numbers. The crucial takeaway is that Delcath has announced its second quarter earnings. These reports typically cover revenue, expenses, profits, and other key financial indicators. What we want to know from these quarterly reports is growth. Are they selling more? Are they becoming more profitable? Are their expenses under control? And how does this compare to the same period last year? Are they growing year over year, or are things stagnating or worse, declining? We'd look for things like revenue growth, profit margins, and how much cash they have on hand. The fact that they're releasing this information as an 8K means it's considered significant news for investors. It could be that they've met or exceeded expectations, or perhaps revealed something unexpected. Without the press release itself, we can't dive into specific numbers like revenue growth percentages or net income figures. However, we know that these are the metrics that truly matter to investors when assessing Delcath's business performance and its future prospects. The filing itself is quite standard for an 8K. It confirms the date of the report, the company's details, and declares that the attached press release contains important financial information. It also includes a disclaimer that the information isn't considered officially filed for certain legal purposes, which is common for these types of announcements. So what's the story here? Delcath Systems is giving the market an update on its financial health for the second quarter of 2025. This is a regular part of corporate transparency and allows investors to gauge the company's progress. The critical piece of information is undoubtedly in that press release they've referenced, and it's where the real insights into their financial performance lie. Now, looking at Delcath Systems generally, they are a company focused in the healthcare sector, specifically in therapeutics. Companies in this space often have a lot of potential, but also significant risks tied to research, development, regulatory approvals, and market adoption. Their success often hinges on the effectiveness and commercial viability of their specific medical treatments. Trends in healthcare spending, patient access to new therapies, and competition from similar treatments all play a big role in their financial outcomes. For a company like Delcath, a strong financial report would show growing revenue streams, perhaps from successful product launches or increased sales of existing products. Profitability is key, meaning they are not just selling but making more money than they spend. Positive cash flow is also vital, as it indicates they can fund their operations and future growth without constantly needing to borrow money or issue more stock, which can dilute existing shareholder value. Risks for a company like this could include delays in clinical trials, failure to get regulatory approval for new treatments, or the emergence of more effective or cheaper competing therapies. Economic downturns can also impact healthcare spending, affecting a company's ability to sell its products. Ultimately, Delcath's direction depends heavily on its ability to bring effective treatments to market and manage its costs. Investors are always watching for signs of innovation and sustainable growth. This report is a snapshot of their performance during a specific period, and like all financial reports, it should be considered alongside the company's broader strategy, its competitive landscape, and the overall economic environment. To truly understand Delcath's financial position, we would need to see the actual numbers from that press release. Are their revenues climbing? Are they hitting profitability targets? And importantly, are they generating enough cash to sustain their operations and invest in future growth? This filing is the signal that those answers are available in that attached press release. So what's my take on this filing? It's a standard update mechanism, a notification that financial results are out for the quarter. The real substance is in the press release itself. Investors need to scrutinize those numbers to assess if Delcath is on the right track. The financial health of a company like this is a direct reflection of its product pipeline, its market penetration, and its operational efficiency. Without the specifics, it's hard to give a definitive assessment, but the fact this exists means investors have a clear avenue to find out how the company is really doing. Alright, that's our quick dive into this Delcath Systems filing. What are your thoughts on this type of reporting, and what do you look for in a company's quarterly updates? Let us know in the comments. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate decoding, and don't forget to join our Discord for more in-depth discussions and analysis. Thanks for watching. See you next time.